Badge Bros are back. Solver Series 1.09. And this is a spot, Nez, that everybody hated before. They had to start making real tough decisions at the 109. But that's fine now. It's fine. Because we got Bill, baby. We got Jacory Croskey-Mania sitting there at 109 every time for us. Our problems are solved, Nez.
I mean, has he moved up to the 109 yet? It's almost a matter of time, I feel like.
It's close, my friend. It's close, my friend. Nice little segue to what we'll be discussing with the ADP tracking stuff, and we'll walk through that utilizing the Best Ball Explorer player ADPs visualization tool there. We're going to take a little look at Nez's weekly winners portfolio because he is almost 2 drafts away from being complete. Then we're going to ape into slow draft heaven, which is slowly becoming slow draft hell because we are in 4-hour clock territory, Nez. And I mean, this might be the best use case I could ever endorse the solver for is I woke up this morning with like 5 drafts with like 17 minutes left on the clock. And, you know, I didn't take the solver recommendation every single time, but I did need to get through some shit really quickly, and just visualizing all of that and going through it like that. I mean, godsend.
Yeah, it's crunch time, man. I mean, it's like as soon as you make one pick, you're on the clock in another. These 4-hour clocks are no joke. So yeah, like you said, just like the 101 use case right here in this time of year.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And then we'll hop into fast draft there. Actually, we didn't even discuss. Maybe Pug, maybe BBM, one of those two. We'll see. Whatever fills up nice and quickly for us. But first things first here, Nez. We're going to hop on over. Check this bad boy out. Oh, got the wrong one. A little preview there. We're going to check out this backfield for the Commanders because it has been the hot topic. And there was a game that was played where, we saw both Chris Rodriguez and affectionately known as Bill, Jacory Croskey-Mania, score touchdowns in that one and break off some long runs in that one. So we have some real life data. We have some informational data on Brian Robinson most likely going to be moving here. And then we have the ADP data over the last 4 weeks, but I can push it down to last 1 week here and we can mix and match. Thoughts, dude?
I mean, this Bill Croskey-Mania stuff is like it reminds me of like the GameStop situation in 2020. It's like
good comp.
The squeeze. It's an absolute squeeze. It's a frenzy. It's a meme, and everybody is just like buying him up higher and higher and higher. Mm-hmm. And it's to the point where it's just like completely outrageous and totally unfounded. Bill, the beat reporters like him. The coaches apparently like him enough that they're willing to part ways with Brian Robinson, but that's not necessarily a Bill endorsement, a Bill Croskey-Mania endorsement. It's more so a team structure endorsement. I mean, look at all the names that we have up here. Austin Eckler is, professional ass running back. He can handle, a decent sized workload. Nobody's like a true bell cow these days. But he can handle his own. He's a smart running back. He's a good running back. You have Chris Rodriguez, who is kind of profiles as a grinder. You have the rookie in Croskey-Mania, but more importantly, you have Deebo Samuel, who is no stranger to taking carries out of the backfield if needed. So they're very well suited to just like, hey, if we part ways with Brian Robinson, maybe we can, maybe they probably have a guy in camp they like, and they're probably looking at a roster crunch, and they're like, we don't really need Brian Robinson. He doesn't move the needle for us. And we got this guy that's playing his ass off that we'd really like to have on the team. Let's try to trade Brian Robinson, get something back for him, and then we can maximize our roster. I guarantee you that's the way that they're thinking about this.
Right. Yeah. This is not a 1-for-1 replacement where you just go, oh yeah, Jacory Croskey-Mania now just becomes Brian Robinson, and we think he's more talented and had a weird path to the NFL, but like let's just 1-for-1 insert him in terms of ADP. I like that you brought up the Deebo one there. I got Deebo in the ADP there. Deebo is, ever so slightly risen over the last week, and ever so slightly risen if I expand to the last 4. I mean, a guy of his talent level, like historically speaking, I know, last year was bad with the illness and the injuries kind of thing. He also showed up with the first initial reaction with him after the trade was looking overweight and out of shape. But he looked great in that game as well, got a carry in that one. I keep coming back to the notion that like Cliff Kingsbury has been like a dude who gets his guys, trusts his guys, and then uses those guys in a given role that he envisioned. I look no further than Zach Ertz last year. Everyone thought he was dust. Everyone thought he's whatever. Kingsbury goes, that's my guy. That's my dude. Arizona. I remember it, buddy. We could still untap that. And what does he do? He breaks the model last year, scores a bunch of touchdowns, that deal, right? He's been playing football against the 49ers for years and looking over to that other sideline and saying, damn it, man. You know what the horizontal raid needs? It needs a dude like Deebo Samuel who can go horizontal, super fucking fast. We need that guy. And he tried to recreate him in the aggregate for years with like Rondell Moore and these other archetypes. So I'm really intrigued by the Deebo stuff most now. Also, given the fact that, their number one wide receivers still doing the soft holdout thing, and the fact that his price tag hasn't risen. Everybody else is chasing basically everyone else on this list up other than him.
Yeah, I always thought that the Deebo bull case was really, really clean, really obvious. Really good player in a really good system with a lot of opportunity available for him. So you're starting to see the rise now with everything, with all these moving parts taking place. It becomes even clearer how Deebo has a meaningful role on this team for fantasy. I would not be surprised if he breaks into the 50s, but that is a lot of draft capital. We'll see how crazy things get here. But wow, what a last few weeks of best ball summer.
Yo, no doubt, man. Let's kind of like put a stamp on it with like, I don't know, maybe a little takey stuff. Like how high is too high? Obviously, this is contest specific. We did a pug on our stream yesterday, and he went at like JCM Bill went at 103 in a time box short draft window contest. So that's kind of like taking out all the noise of BBM and ownership and where he was drafted previously. Let's look through that lens right now. Time box contest. You're on the clock. Where is a good price tag, a reasonable, fair price tag for Bill?
I think if you are feeling FOMO and you think the time box contest is where you'd like to get your Bill exposure, which I think makes sense. Right around, anywhere in the 10th round or anywhere I'm sorry, anywhere like in the starting at the 8-9 turn. Starting at the 8-9 turn. I think is where I would consider taking Bill if you are one that wants to do that. Mm-hmm. I personally think that this current price, these current prices for Bill are crazy. I think I think it's a meme. I think nobody wants to miss out. So if you don't want to miss out, the pug is where it's at for you. And I think the good price, like I said, is 8-9 turn. If you don't want to miss out, like take him in the 90s. Take him in the 90s. Get your fucking Bill. You're not losing too much, and call it a day.
Okay. All right, man. Favorite target, ADP adjusted, all of these players above in BBM. I can go first to give you a second to think about it because I was thinking about this while you were saying there. I think I would go Deebo first, and then I would go Eckler second. And then I would probably do like Bill and then last round Rodriguez.
Yeah, I think like the safe answer and probably the correct answer is Eckler. Yeah. I think like it's just like I'm taking Eckler in the 130s right now. So I think Eckler is like wildly, underpriced at the moment. But Deebo, given the fact that he's a wide receiver with good draft capital, and we already have this third round of wide receivers that we don't love, like Deebo could easily belong there, So like he does have a chance to really, really smash at a really valuable position that is a week in, week out starting wide receiver. We know how valuable those are in best ball. So like I can't fault you at all for thinking that Deebo is the best price, even though Eckler could rise a bunch. the value Debo brings you, if things go right for him, is like, oh wow, we should have been taking this guy in the 3rd round. Why were we not? Type of deal.
Yeah. One last thing I would just throw out there when you were talking about the Eckler stuff, my mind can't escape the fact that, like, yeah, we think of him as like just a glorified 3rd down guy now and like this sort of thing. Like Austin Eckler was a dude that we were taking in like the top 3 in PPR leagues for 4 years. Like sure he had the ankle injury, sure he looked a little bit slower. The clips were, you want to talk about memes, the clip of him running like whatever 4 miles an hour and getting away from nobody in his last year as a Charger. I think they live rent free in our head. This guy was also like gym rat freak, like super jacked up. That was another Austin Eckler meme for a while there. Like, what if he just goes like career pendulum swing back the other way and like Austin Eckler just goes, yeah, I'm that dude again. Like I'm that workhorse dude again.
I don't know, man.
Too far?
Nick Chubb used to be a 1st round pick too. Miles Sanders used to be a 1st round pick too.
It's true.
Let's chill. Let's chill.
This is a nice little segue into talking about your weekly winners portfolio. I wanted to give you a chance to maybe glaze a little bit, maybe dunk on the haters a little bit here with the CLV stuff. So going to bring this one up for you here. Walk me through what took place in weekly winners for you.
Yeah, so this is 142 drafts, as you can see here. I've got 8 slows wrapping up right now, which is a really fun time to be drafting slows. ADP is not updating because there are like a handful of slows left in the entire contest to finish. So that's a pretty cool thing.
Okay.
So there are still guys that are not rising, even though like I'm pretty late in the drafts, but pretty cool little bit of alpha to gain there. So as you can see, guys, went pretty crazy exploitative in the weekly winners contest. I was feeling really good about where things were going for Anthony Richardson. I thought he was going to, and I still feel okay with the thesis in weekly winners, right? The teams are so like your team's not dead until it's week 17 and you didn't win anything. So I still think Anthony Richardson is like a fantastic play. We're pounding the table for Anthony Richardson and weekly winners all the time throughout the summer.
I was about to say, Des, it looks like someone took your hand, or I took your hand and dragged it across your keyboard over and over and over again with these exposures.
I know. No, I had to do it, man. I had to do it. I just think like Anthony Richardson at his ADPs, if he plays like he's a top 5 projecting quarterback due to his rushing upside. And like, do I think Danny Jones is going to hold down the QB spot in Indianapolis all season? I don't. So I still feel okay with it. Obviously, I feel less okay now that we got the news. Taysom Hill, we talked about this a lot on our streams, is I think a great weekly winners pick. You're sacrificing a few, like the first 4, maybe even 6 weeks of the season while you wait for him to come back, but he's going to come back. He's already present at camp. He's on the pup, but he already is present and fully plans to play this season. This is a team with Shuck and Rattler for the QB competition right now. I don't think it's improbable that Taysom Hill takes snaps at QB this season, man. And if he does, that's just like the ultimate cheat code, because what we get from him now is, he's a fullback and he gets goal line carries, and that's elite for a tight end. I think the ceiling outcome is like, oh my God, like Taysom is breaking these games.
Yeah, I mean, I won't fight you on that. I've been a long time Taysom bull, especially in the weekly winners format. Unfortunately, the year I aped it so heavy was 2 years ago, and it didn't break right. And then last year didn't have tight end eligibility, and it smashed. And now he's back to tight end eligibility, and hopefully it comes full circle and mirrors those 2 years together for you here. I was a little scared with like the health and the timeline, obviously. But I think you bring up a really good point that this is like the weakest quarterback room they've ever had while Taysom's on the roster. And that was something that I didn't even give credence to. I was like, oh yeah, he could come back and do an impersonation of what he did last year for like, 4 games or something. And like, yeah, that could definitely matter. And he's free in the 18th round. I didn't even think about the element of like, he might just be playing quarterback for them in week 15.
Yeah, it's thin, but he can play quarterback. He has played quarterback, and you just never know. Like, maybe if some of those guys get hurt or something, he's there. Not much. On the other couple things I wanted to check out, little flex of this Deebo Samuel, closing line value here. The two other players I just wanted to highlight were Jordan Addison, 30% Jordan Addison in weekly winners. I love Addison in weekly winners because, like I keep saying, like each week it's a brand new slate. It doesn't matter that you're taking zeros early on because I'm trying to capitalize later when he is playing. And then lastly, man, our guy Bill makes an appearance here.
Unreal.
Average ADP of 176. Let me be clear, by the way, I did a lot of auto drafting for weekly winners. I've been experimenting with auto drafting in best ball all season. And I thought weekly winners was a really easy contest to do it because like you're just kind of shooting for ceiling. It doesn't, correlations matter less in weekly winners. And I was just trying to find targets, and Bill was a big target for me whenever he was getting that steam consistently in the off season. And I knew that weekly winners was about to fill. It was like 80% full when he started to see this rise in weekly winners. So I think he's like well under 50% drafted in the entire player pool, which is huge, right? I'm going up against an absurd number of contestants every single week. It's like in the hundreds of thousands of lineups I'm up against. I want any sort of advantage I can get. So I saw the Bill, steam kind of trending upwards, and made him a big part of my portfolio because of that.
Dude, that's sharp, man. Especially with the ownership leverage and weekly winners, as you alluded to. Like, that's so sharp because it's broken right for you. I mean, we could say the exact same thing at this exact moment last year with like Audric Estime, where we thought it was going to like matter in a big way. He was in there. Maybe this doesn't matter and end up mattering. That being said, it was an 18th round selection that's not going to bang or bust sink your teams anyways, right? Like it was just like being ahead on that. In the same vein as right now, like as I'm finishing up my weekly winners, I'm only doing 50 of them this year. I'm taking Chris Rodriguez in the last round. I'm taking David Pierce in the last round. I'm taking these guys who I'm like, hey, maybe I took Devin Singletary last night in the last round. I'm taking these guys that might have a path to a workload for like 2 or 3 weeks, because it's like, where do you get good chalk unredacted? You get it through 4K running backs, right? And how do we create the 4K running back situation on our site? It's those last rounds, scroll the F down. Hey man, I got this like 8% owned guy in the contest who falls into the end zone 2 times in a week.
100%. Yeah. So it makes these guys such great picks. And yeah, good shot with Chris Rodriguez. I'm also scooping him up while I can in the 18th in my last remaining slow drafts here.
Beauty. Nez, I think we should pivot over here, maybe a little more weekly winners talk, because I believe a couple of the on the clocks I have right now are weekly winners. But I also just thought of another wrinkle with the Taysom Hill thing. Hashtag follow the money, bro. He is by far the highest paid like offensive weapon that they have that's tight end / quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, but by far, like he's getting more money than Chuck and Rattler and all these guys, right? Like he's got this $40 million extension that runs out at the end of this year. He's getting like 10 something this year, I believe. I think it's like, it's like 10 something he had 10 with the guarantee in there. They haven't cut him, right? Like it would be easier to, I don't know the exact structure of the contract. You could get out from under that, but like every other quarterback on the roster is making like 1, 2, 4, like, in terms of average salary. Like, why don't we just put the big dog at quarterback who's making all the money and see if he can play?
Follow the money, man. Follow the money.
Yeah, that was fun. All right, Nez, let's jump on over here. We don't have to do, let me remove the ad and then the jump. We don't have to hit on all of these, but we should probably hit on like the first 3 here, just given that they're going to expire by the time we do a fast draft. Eliminator ass team here, a 1-5-3-1 to start. It's got Caleb. It's loaded on at running back here. We haven't talked about Caleb Johnson yet, but Caleb Johnson played football last night, and I thought he looked pretty decent, man. Like Thursday night football. Maybe we'll talk about it while we do the draft there. A little light at wide receiver here with just Pickens, Odunsday, and Shaheed. Mark Andrews at the quarterback position, or tight end position. I got Taysom Hill on the brain now. I don't know. What do you think here, dude? Like Loveland would stack, Burton would stack. Those look like traditional picks. Does it still hold true in Eliminator here?
I would. Can you scroll down a little bit for me in the player pool? I'm Keenan Allen here, like every day.
Okay. I can
Yeah.
respect that. And that's just like, safety net of player take where you think Keenan Allen has a more established, impactful role than Luther Burden early in the season.
Yeah, the Luther Burden eliminator ADP, I think, is just terrible. I think it's makes no sense. Godwin ADP. I mean, I know it's only slow drafts, so that's probably a big reason why we have this more information and people aren't able to update ADP because they're not fast drafting. But yeah, Keenan Allen, man, one of the most like number 2 in targets right now for the Chargers,
Cool.
and just way undervalued. I'm going to have like 40% in the eliminator.
Cool. All right. Keenan Allen it is. Another eliminator ass squad here, Nez, a little bit earlier in the draft here. We're in the 6/7 here. Rolled the 101 because nobody runs better. Kyron, James Conner, Jamar Chase, Tetaroa McMillan, and Trey McGronk there. I've been kind of soft fading Rashee Rice in eliminator format. That being said, it is the 6/7 round here. What are your thoughts on Rice is at the top here? Demont, Caleb Johnson. What do you like?
Definitely not Rice.
Yeah.
No, thank you on Rice. I'm seeing you have a lot of week 8 buys. So I think, especially at running back. So I think one of these needs to be a running back for you.
Yeah, Demont would be nice on this team, but as you guys can see, the solver score is really demoting him because of that 8-week buy. So despite the ETR ranking of 60, which would be the highest available player to me right now, and the ADP ranking of 64, who's the number 2 available player right now, the solver's really docking it with the solver score because, as Nez alludes to here, those double week 8 buys at the running back position. Good shout, man.
So one thing you could do, I know you just took Caleb Johnson. I think Caleb Johnson has some nice upside, is take him here. Because he has the week 5 bye. You get the coverage from Kyron and Connor, and then maybe you get the post-bye rookie bump. And by the time they're on their bye, Caleb Johnson is actually more like a 5th-round pick because he's more established in the offense and getting some good work. So I think I would take Caleb Johnson with one of these picks.
Sweet. I love that, dude. Solver's also suggesting Deebo Samuel would be kind of like next after the Rashee Rice. I think taking Deebo and Caleb here feels like really nice.
Those are great picks. I would do both those.
All right. I'm going to take Caleb first and then see if the suggestions change. Obviously, it's still suggesting Rice because it was before, but Deebo would be next up for them. So I'm down to take Deebo there.
Yeah. No, I think you got to IKB the Rice stuff.
Yeah. I'm in agreement with you. No idea what's going to happen with that one. Here's a fun, completely different pick here, Nez. We're in round 17, so choose your own adventure of a weekly winners here. Solver's going to be suggesting some of the good values and, production plays up here. Anthony Richardson is on the board too if we wanted to ape into your portfolio, but I think I'm good at quarterback here. We got Burrow and Purdy, CMC, Hendo, Harvey, Tootin, Brooks, and Chris Rodriguez, AJ Brown, T. Higgins, Stephon Diggs, Josh Downs, Christian Kirk, Devontae Thornton, and then Loveland and Kincaid. I think this leans wide receiver, but what do you think?
Yep. Yeah, I would agree. Just trying to take like the highest upside wide receiver here, I think makes the most sense. And for my money, I think it's probably Pierce or Slayton.
Okay. Well, let's go with Slayton then, because Solver likes Slayton. Slayton's the highest ETR ranked one. Slayton's got some boom busts plus productive weeks. I don't know. Darius Slayton just finds a way to give you 2 or 3 usable weeks every single year that are like real usable weeks, like 18 to 20s.
Yeah, for sure. He should do well with both Dart or Russ, no matter who's in there too.
Dude, speaking of preseason ball, I saw a little bit of those Dart highlights last night. Fuck, man, I wish I could change a little bit of my Anthony Richardson bags to have a little more Jackson Dart in my life in the last round. You tried to tell me. Nez.
I know. I couldn't believe where you guys were at on that stuff, but it's all right.
I still think Russ is going to start 8.5. Like if I put the number at like 8.5. I think I would still take the higher on Russ starts. But like if I can tack on Jackson Dart as a third QB right now, would you rather tack on Jackson Dart in the last round or tack on Anthony Richardson in the last round?
Dart.
Hmm.
Dart.
Yeah, the
For sure.
turntable's done turned there.
Sadly.
All right, Nez. Let's register up for a fast draft here and tap back in a second. All right, as Nez and I were jumping around the lobbies there to jump in, we saw that the pug has already filled. You sickos didn't let me get my third last bullet into the pug. You guys are truly deranged. But we also did notice there's a brand new contest in the lobbies. We tried to fire it up. It was 1 out of 12 when we jumped in. So then we were like, oh, we're gonna go to the tried and true, and I don't know.
There you go. There it is. That's tried and true.
There you go. Got there. The tried and true staple of BBM. But just wanted to bring it to people's light here that the Rottweiler is now up. It's best ball week every week over here, and another new contest has dropped here on Friday, August 22nd. And $25 price point for max, 25K to first, small field with the 4,500, 30-person final there. Gauntlet to get to that 30-person final because 2 out of 12, 1 out of 5, 1 out of 5. But nice, fun wrinkle here. One of those time box contests that we love so much.
Yeah, we love a good time box contest. $100 to win 25K potentially is something that I am intrigued by. So good work as always by the good people.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. I'm such a sucker for these like low amount of entries, but like decent price point, and you get a couple of them just to feel alive. Like $100 for 4 drafts, like that's my jam, man. I don't want to be fighting Nez's robots in 150 max.
Man, my autos are so good that I'm worrying people. All right.
Nez, we could have the Puka conversation. I kind of like taking Puka here and then one of the running backs on the way back. But what do you like?
Yeah. No. It's Puka for sure. Now that we got proof of life for Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, the bionic back continues to carry wide receivers for years now. So why not carry Puka for one more? I like it, man. I know people have gotten some crazy CLV on the Puka stuff, and he falls to the second round sometimes. But yeah, we could do the Drake London Week 17 bowl there, or we could do your boy Derrick Henry here. I think Achan with the soft tissue is probably off right now. What do you like?
Yeah, no, thank you. London or Henry?
All right, let's do Henry. I'm good with it. I have started to notice that the running backs are creeping up on the left side of the board right now, dude. And I think if you don't get one of these nice, comfy, cozy clicks over here, like you're never getting Hampton to come back. You're never getting Kyron to come back. You either got to just take James Cook every single time, or you got to pull up, Brees, Hendo, Ken Walker, guys who you used to get in the 5th round on the right side. So I think doing like an anchor RB strategy with Henry from the right side of the board plays like quite well right now.
It absolutely does, man. I love Derrick Henry. I just it's so boring, and I need to mix in some more Genty, but I can't. It always just kind of feels wrong taking Genty over Henry, and I don't know when this part of I guess whenever I had a kid, I start thinking like this, like you can't take the rookie over Derrick Henry. He's Derrick Henry. But like
I don't know, fantasy takes.
Yeah, like I just kind of have like the most like boomer takes ever now. But like, I don't know, man. Like I just saw like the Derrick Henry and Saquon thesis to me are like one and the same. We're like really good running backs on really good squads. I just think the runway is so clear for them to smash once again. And it's like there's so little risk with those two picks. And I think Genty Loki has a lot of risk. I think Genty is so sick and he's going to provide us with some awesome highlights. I think there's a little bit of risk. You've brought it up a lot that the projections on the Raiders are definitely not in line with the market on underdog. We have a way more bullish outlook on the Raiders than Vegas does and projections do. But man, I'll be damned if Genty isn't sick, and I'm going to be really upset when he's doing well and I am not able to party with my friends on there because I'm waiting for Derrick Henry on primetime to go for 150 and 2.
Yeah, the one spot I would push back in the whole analogy there, Nez, was like I do think Henry and Saquon are slightly created differently. I know Saquon had some bad luck injury wise early in his career
He
there,
did, yeah.
but like Henry, man, this dude, I'm just looking at this. Like this dude just does not miss games, man. Like this dude just built so different. Like he's been in the league 9 years now. 15 games, 16 games, 16 games, 15 games, 16 games, 8 games in the COVID year, 16, 17, 17. Like, at what point do we just go like, yeah, older running backs, oh yeah, running backs get hurt, and we just throw out all the historical data from the model and we just go like, dude, this Derrick Henry, man, you ever seen the dude? Like, he's 350 pounds of solid muscle. Like, he is the Hulk out there. Like, he's crazy.
Yeah, I think when the running back is 6'3", 250 pounds, I think
250.
that's probably around the time when you throw out the book. But what do I know? I mean, I just wish people would just like watch football. Just watch a little bit of football. It'll help a lot.
This is Evan Silva is giving the thumbs up to the screen right now.
Yes, he's
loving this take. Dude, I would pound the table for Mike Evans here. You can see the ET. All right, cool. You can see the ETR rank moved up on Evans there. He's now ahead of Marvin Harrison. Harrison's been like a little bit of a understanding the room dynamics faller. Mike Evans just has like such a clear path to early season production. They're going to be trailing dogs in like a large number of these games, and they're missing like half of their receiver corps.
Yeah, it feels good to be aligned with them on that Evans ranking. I have him, right at 27 as well. Yeah. Everything you just said, I think, holds true. On top of his just week-to-week upside, he just becomes like an advance rate booster as well now with all these injuries. So, yeah, love Big Mike.
We got an interesting decision here, dude. We could do the double stack for the Rams because it's a nice price for Adams, or we could pull up Worthy or Kittle. I think I like Kittle, man.
Okay, let's do Kittle. Yeah, I would like to avoid the double stack personally. Yeah.
Like it feels bad like letting Adams fall to like the middle of the fourth or something like that, just because we know the kind of talent that he can be. But it feels worse putting the two wide receivers together for ceiling output in your first 4 picks and then being like, all right, now we have to take Stafford in like round 14 or something to ensure we get him.
Yeah. It's just like, to me, I think it's, we are kind of, I was going to call it like playing scared, but like, I guess like inherently it's playing scared, but like, I think it's smart. Like, we've never seen these two play together. So we just have no idea how they're going to like, how their game logs are going to affect one another. Like, can they both survive together on the same team in the same lineup? Maybe it's a moot point because we just saw last year the BBM winner had T. Higgins and Chase and didn't even use Chase. But like, I think that's probably a little bit too much overfitting, too much pattern matching. Yeah, I think it's fair to like want to do like I have some Puka Devontae teams. Don't get me wrong, but it's not something I want to do every time. So
I think I prefer like what is that Tuppers in the 10 hole there. I prefer what he did there 9 hole where it's like you get the Kyron plus insert one of the two wide receivers pairing. Like that ping pong effect feels like way better. And that's something we play in the dailies where we're like, oh yeah, we can skinny stack and just not even play Stafford because, Stafford's ceiling games now are almost non-existent, but he's like a wide receiver maker, right? So he still puts up, 2022, which is usable in BBM. But from the daily lens, we're always like, get it right with the one wide receiver, whether it was Kupp and Puka of the past. Now it's going to be Adams or Puka of the present. And then just be like, yeah, Kyron also gets 110 yards and falls into the end zone once.
Simple.
Easy game.
Yeah. No, I agree. It feels way better with Kyron.
What do we feel about the new Breece Hall price tag? Maybe I'll bring it up in the ADP tracker as well here in a half second. Like, yeah, just macro thoughts. I know we kind of were both soft fade Breece guys. Talent kind of undeniable at this point, but, new coaching regime. Kind of want to see what they have in everybody. Haven't extended him yet, so maybe they haven't seen enough on the practice field that they're like, yeah, we and game tape that they're like, yeah, we definitively want this guy. We've seen mixed rotations from the backfield all of preseason here. Just thoughts on the Brees fall. What's a good price? Where do you want to kind of like buy back in now that you were a guy that was out?
I think anything past 50, I'm intrigued by, but
Okay.
I think the market has this one right. Like, I don't think it's an overreaction by any means. Yeah, it sucked.
That was unfortunate. I do want to try and get a little more Hunter in my life here. Wasn't out fully before, but yeah. We could set up the Tampa double. We could do the Waddle bring back. We could also take James Conner.
I think you
like,
should do Igbuka first, or no, do Waddle for the ADP. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe we can
Yeah.
get Igbuka. I doubt it. That turn guy, the turn pick, just loves Igbuka. I see it all the time.
Yeah, it's the new. Yeah, it's kind of like the new meta. The one thing I will say with the new Igbuka price tag and pairing it with Evans, like you really want Baker to like hit ceiling, right? And you do always have to fade the Bucky drafter on the other side of the board on the Baker stuff because the ADP doesn't line up properly yet for him to fall all the way back to the right. So it is this kind of like touch and go scenario where if you take both of them, it's like, damn. We'll be doing exactly what we did. You know, we set the market on that one 2 weeks ago there, Nez, where we were telling people to bring that up. Debo, Olave, Rice.
Debo, slam it.
All right, let's do it. I like it. It fits our narrative for the show here. It's a guy that I'm probably a little underweight in BBM thus far. Yeah. Let's circle back on the Brees conversation for a second. And then I also have another conversation I wanted to hit the reset on here. But yeah, like Brees is falling in a big way here over the last, let's do sample of 4 weeks so you guys can see a bit of bigger trend here. Yeah, you can kind of see this Brees, you know, starting all the way at 33, working his way to 44. And it doesn't show so greatly in the line itself. And then Braylon Allen in tandem with that, going from 170 all the way up to 137. So these two continue to kind of like funnel together. Just thoughts on the buying point?
Yeah, no, I think it makes sense. Depending on, I think we still have potential room to run too, as far as like both these guys and the directions that they're heading. But we could also reverse course on Brees. I just don't think so. I think there's too much negative sentiment baked in right now. But Braylon, I think, could continue to climb. Like I think Braylon could end up like where Charbonnet is by when it's all said and done. So I think Braylon is still a buy for me here.
All right, good to go. Little blip on the radar there. We got a new member, the newest badge bro, joining the program here. Come on, let's see. Just
a scout. All right, fine. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. There he is. What's up, buddy? You got something to say?
There's his dad takes, baby. Now we got Nez takes, dad takes. Let's get it. Nez, just to hit the reset there for a half second, we got a 1-4-1 going with that anchor Henry and anchor Kittle on here. Puka, Evans, Waddle, Debo. We're definitely going to have the Baker decision probably at 83 because of the Igbuka drafter on the right of us. So if we want Baker, it's probably now or never. But we could also mix and match somebody else. Who do you like?
I'm not crazy on Baker without a double.
Okay.
I think Warren or Tracy.
All right. No. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Man. I think it's just a lot. It's a lot of capital on Baker.
Yeah, like just in general.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, here's a shot at it though, dude. Here's your shot.
Now let's let it run. Let's let it run. I believe in you. Let's take a dude who nobody's really talking about right now.
Well, hurry up.
Okay. Let's take Michael Pittman.
Okay.
Nobody talks about Michael Pittman, man. Everybody's talking about Downs. Everybody's talking about Warren. You know, adding Danny Dimes here to be the starter at the beginning of the season, probably a little bullish for him. You know, we're Richardson Bulls, but we're Richardson Bulls in terms of like winning fantasy games with fantasy points. He's not a spread it around guy. He's not going to be peppering guys. Danny Dimes has his own flaws and warts with, in particular, the middle of the field kind of thing, which is funny enough, Anthony Richardson's problem as well. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, what if the big body dude that we all loved like 3 years ago or 2 years ago just isn't hurt all season this season? And what if little Downs, even though all the advanced analytic metrics and route running bros love him, is actually just that? He's just little and hurt right now. Why don't we just take this like grown ass man in Michael Pittman?
Yeah, I mean, like, I do think Downs is legitimately very good, but so is Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman commands a lot of targets. He always has. And yeah, I think he's a good pick right now with Downs banged up. Big target for Daniel Jones. We'll see what Danny Dimes can do with this receiving corps, because I think it's better than what he's had in most of his situations. So maybe Dimes performs better than we expect, and these guys are actually, way undervalued. But I'm Pittman over Downs for the moment until we get some better news about Downs. And I think it's, as it is, I think it's like a dead even split.
Okay. I'm going to ask you the pressing question alongside the Colts there, dude. Have we jumped the shark on pulling Tyler Warren ahead of Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews?
No, that's correct.
Okay. All right.
Tyler Warren is a super dude.
All right.
Yeah. You should. I've been saying it since pre-draft, man. I couldn't believe people were trying to like talk down Tyler Warren's profile pre-draft for the silliest of reasons. Not even related to how good he was. It was just like, well, he wasn't good enough. Like he wasn't good when I wanted him to be good. He wasn't he wasn't outplaying or getting playing time over the seniority players over him who are NFL caliber tight ends that start in the NFL. Why was he not playing them? Maybe because he was at the most traditional school ever in Penn State, and these guys are really freaking good. Right. He's playing behind Brenton Strange, Theo Johnson. Like, chill out. This dude's good.
Right.
Like he's a freak, man. He's like,
they mixed him in so much in the run game, dude. Like, that's so fun.
Yeah, he's gonna be a lot. He's gonna be a lot of fun and a really good receiver for Dimes.
Nez, if you love it, you let it go. Baker comes all the way back.
Holy shit! We got to do Baker. I think because he will. Wooby will take him. He's got Ibuka.
Yeah, so. There's one other player on the board right now that I was going to ask you about, and it fits the theme of the show, who has yet to go in this one. What's the proper price tag for Bill? Because this is a bit later than we've been seeing. That doesn't imply that it's correct.
No,
but
no way.
Is it too early?
Yeah, dude, take Godwin here.
All right, and just stack it up and just trust Godwin coming back in the future.
I mean, yeah, we've got a hell of a fall on Godwin. We've got the double stack. It's just like it makes all the sense in the world, doesn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been taking a ton of Godwin in general. I was really spooked. I was kind of in on him early at the wrong price tags and being like, yeah, man, this guy's a freak. We've seen him come back from a knee injury early before. Like, sure, he missed week 1, but then he still balled out after that. Yeah, I don't know. But like when we have a strong ass wide receiver room like this, where it's like, you're not reliant on Godwin in this at all. Like look at how we've smashed the front end of wide receiver here, and we're going to backfill the running back position with some targets we like. Feel really good with anchor tight end, Kittle. So we didn't need to jam one there. Yeah,
this team looks awesome right now. Like,
yeah, it does,
and it's going to shape out really well. And look at the draft capital buckets too. We're not behind anything. Like tight end looks great. Wide receivers smashed. We're going to draft like 4 more running backs, maybe 5 more. Like this team's going to look really nice when it's all said and done.
Love it, dude. Yeah, we got a little bit of week 17 there with that, Baker double with Waddle on the bring back there. Feels good.
Yeah, it feels great.
All right. I like where we're at now. Love it. Let it go. That's why you don't force stacks right there.
And this team's this team absolutely rocks, because when we are up at our next pick, I think we're going to have some really sick running back choices to make.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. We could start talking about them out loud because nobody's
Yeah.
watching us right now. The other thing that you can address is like, hitting on one more quarterback in that range, but we could also make this a 3 quarterback team, embrace the Baker fall, and like tack on Tua a bit later. Like Tua, if you do that, like Tua and Stafford, and then like you got this cromulent team.
Yeah, maybe I'm like coping because we don't have a lot of stack options here. I think it's okay to like not stack your QB 2 and 3 if you at least have one QB stacked, especially with a double, right?
Okay.
So I guess we can just kind of like wait and see what options are there. But at running back, if you just want to hit the green button right now.
How far is too far for Brian Robinson? Like if Brian Robinson went to like,
I wanted Tootin really bad. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Braylon Allen's here. That feels fun. Ramondre.
Yeah, I think I'm Braylon. What do the QBs look like? We're gonna go
Love. Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
Your boy Bryce Young. Like how far is too far for Brian Robinson? Like he's been effective. Like we misclassify him a little bit as a plotter. I guess he maybe not misclassified, but like he did catch a couple passes last year.
This
he
is
did
probably the spot.
Like what if he doesn't leave? Like what they can't find a suitor for it. Everybody's chasing the wrong guy up the board. Like how different a bet is he than Ramondre or Javonte here? Who do you like?
I think I like Brian Robinson.
All right, let's do it.
I think this is a very fair price that is literally just because we don't know where he's going to go.
Yeah.
But if he lands in, say, Dallas, like that's a pretty big signal that Dallas didn't have their guy and they went and got a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like could he even rise higher than his Commander's ADP? Maybe not, but I think he could rise over the pick 100 if he goes to Dallas with that sort of signal. Yeah. What do you think, man? Like if he's getting traded somewhere,
I'm trying to think of a place that he could go that would acquire him that he wouldn't be worth this ADP right now, and I'm struggling. Like go
ahead.
Like if he goes to Seattle because Ken Walker's like not 100% right there right now. Like
that'd be crazy.
He's fine. Like if he goes to the Bengals right now because they make that decision, this ADP is fine. If he goes to Kansas City and he joins 5 other running backs and he goes in this range right now, it's fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to paint the most bearish pictures of like where he could land, and he's probably still fine at ADP. Like even if he went to like the Ravens and it's like, damn, he's behind Derrick Henry. Like it's not great for this team, but like, he's probably fine in this handcuff range, right? Like Samson's on the worst football team around with the lowest implied team totals everywhere. And he might have 3 guys competing with him in the backfield, and we've never seen it before. I think Robinson's probably fine going beside him regardless.
Yeah, I mean, if he was a Raven, that would be very bad, but I don't think that's happening. We were just kind of
right. I don't think so either. But
scenarios. What about like
49ers?
Yeah, I was gonna say like 49ers would be interesting. That would definitely like suck. But here's one. What about Miami?
I mean, he probably belongs above Jalen Wright and Ollie Gordon, and this would be a great spot for him to take, even if the offensive line's awful.
Yeah, I could see that with depending on how serious this HN injury is.
Yeah, Spears is here. Austin Eckler's here. If we want to do like the Washington, okay. Yeah,
Eckler here is awesome.
Yeah, Wobie's got 3 quarterbacks. I'm totally fine. It's better to pair these 2 together nowadays. So that's kind of a fun spot because one of those bye weeks is going to change. We're anticipating one of those bye weeks is going to change, and both of those roles could get better. So pairing them both together right now feels okay. Dude, we could take Cam Ward here and then find out a back stack, and then maybe Stafford comes back and we take 3. You like that idea?
Yeah, I love Cam Ward here.
Okay, let's do it. I do think we need to address quarterback. Like, this is like the last possible opportunity.
Yeah,
for us
we would be asking a little much of Baker throughout the season if we did not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that was awesome. Almost got Bryce to fall, which would have been sick. Penix fall would have been like, wow, what do we do? But Cam Ward makes so much sense. A lot of backstack options. He's an exciting player too. We'll see how he translates to the league, but the arm talent is undeniable.
Yeah, I like it, dude. A little bit of rushing in there too. I've been watching that SEC show on Netflix, and you forget like how dominant he was that first game against Florida, going into the swamp, just beats the brakes off them to start the year last year. And it was like, oh yeah, Miami's for real. Like, oh yeah.
But he made everybody believe that Xavier Restrepo was could play in the NFL.
Right. 100%, dude. Good shout.
One player we didn't really talk about, but I think right now is a good pick is Guerrero. We a little bit on stream. I think we talked about it, but back at practice, the only other healthy running back behind CMC, who I don't know if you've heard, has a bit of injury history. Man, I think Guerrero is so good. Like I think I know your answer to this, but like Guerrero or Samson right now, straight up.
Oh, Guerrero.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen it too. Like, we've seen that breakaway speed. I remind everybody, Thursday Night Football last year in Seattle, Guerrero getting that carry, he goes like 60 something yards and then he slides down and doesn't house it because he's smart enough to end the ball game that way. Like, we've seen that breakaway, getaway, big time speed. If he had been like a year 2 guy or a year 3 guy, like last year, instead of being a rookie, he would have ripped Jordan Mason's job.
I agree. They had they were hoarding talent in that running back room. I mean, it was just insane how much talent was in there. My eye test tells me Guerrero's the real deal.
Yeah. Unfortunate Stafford goes on the left side of the board there. We're not going to get him to come back to us. Jalen Coker getting that steam right now. Some rumors around Adam Thielen possibly reuniting with the Vikings here, given their wide receiver injuries. And actually, I was watching a little bit of the broadcast last night of the Panthers game, and they were talking about like, oh yeah, there's a little bit of a logjam at wide receiver right now. Like, he was openly talking about it. I can't remember who was on there. I think it was the GM on the broadcast, and he just like, yeah, we understand. We got to get down to 5 or 6 here, and that's a position of strength for us. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do. And in tandem with that conversation is Coker rising, right? So
yeah, he was playing a lot of special teams, so I thought it was kind of interesting. But yeah, with the Thielen trade, that opens things up for him. But Hunter Renfrow could be ahead of him. They really like Hunter Renfrow, so that's a situation that's ongoing, still to monitor. What do we have at quarterback here, John?
Dude, that would have been sick. Richardson and Dimes, we can probably just wait.
Yeah, I think Dart is in our future.
Yeah. Thielen or tight end? Likely. Let's take likely, dude.
Okay. Yeah.
We
can withstand some likely zeros if he's hurt early.
Yeah, we ran out of backstack ceiling options at the tight end there, like with like Chig or something. Let's talk about it in a second. Let's make this pick here. What do you like here? Thielen's?
So I like Theo Johnson.
And setting up the backstack?
Well, you guess we don't have. Yeah, I was trying to set up the backstack. It'd be a third tight end. What do you think? We're here now.
I think we got it now. I think we made our bet. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate they share the same bye week with Kittle there, but by then we assume likely we'll be back. Solver liked Isle Manor there. I kind of liked it too to make the Cam Ward pick make sense, but I think it's not a given he comes back anymore. So it was probably closer that Theo Johnson would have come back. So maybe listening to Solver there and doing Isle Manor then taking Theo, then taking Dart to close this team makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, we'll see. If you don't have Cam Ward, you may not be looking at Io Manor in that way.
No, yeah.
So fingers crossed. I'm just really into Theo Johnson. Tested like a monster. Is their starting tight end. They plan on they talk about him very highly. And I like his situation with Russ and Dart, and I think we plan on taking Dart for our third QB here. So yeah, I'm excited about him with Dart, man.
Yeah, I mean, not a given that Dart comes back anymore, given the preseason performance from last night and just people getting squeezed at quarterback a little bit. We got a bunch of guys doing 3 quarterback in this room. Like, this is a pretty quarterback heavy room. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Like, it's pretty nuts out here.
Yeah, thankfully we have these two guys have decent QB capital, so hopefully these next two, and House always wins passes. We've got a couple guys with 3 QBs, so I think if we just make it past this, okay, I think we're gonna be okay.
Okay, yeah, Io Manor doesn't come back there. Tesla getting some steam right now as well. No, it's all good. We can still land this plane. We could do Tyler Lockett as well. We could add another running back. I like this team. I was really sweating this Rachaad White. That I was like, if Rachaad White came back to 179, that would have been fun.
Would have been beautiful.
Yeah. Still like this team though. Yeah, guy at the end has 3 quarterbacks. We know Wobie's not going to take a 4th, and he spent some good capital on those ones. So we can probably make the flex decision first here. Do you like stacking? Wow, they like Anthony Richardson still. I don't mind it. Lockett?
I think Lockett, man.
Yeah. Just kind of like, hey, man, we made the Ward bet on the offense. We should go with it. Yeah, interesting that our final decision of this draft is going to come down to one that we segued here. You guys can see the ETR ranking has pushed Jackson Dart ahead of Anthony Richardson. Solver still kind of likes Anthony Richardson, just given the fact that we have Michael Pittman on this team. Yeah. Richardson or Dart?
I'm Dart.
Let's do it. Dart looks cool as fuck too, like hella swag. I'm in on his salad and his eye black combo, dude. I'm in on Jackson Dart right now.
Dude, he's sweet. He's got it.
I was wrong. I didn't realize that he was the USC kid that moved to Ole Miss too. Like, I knew he was good at Ole Miss. I knew last season and stuff. I didn't remember that he was the USC kid that decommitted after the second year.
Okay.
I guess that's not, or just transferred after the second year.
I didn't even know that was like a thing.
Yeah, when the coaching staff changed. Got
it. I like him because I think Dayball has a crush on him.
Ooh.
I think Dayball really likes Jackson Dart, so I think he's not gonna be able to contain himself. Like, he wants to see this kid play games. So we're gonna see him play games. Everybody keeps talking about that brutal front end of the schedule. I think it's going to be a great learning experience from the sidelines in tandem with having Russ in the QB room and talking with Dayball about how things went. And I think the only way that this goes south for Dart is if the Giants are like 6-2 after that stretch. And it's like, hey, keep Russ in. But I don't think that's the case. I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah. Good shouts, man. People are showing off for the scrolls right now. KLS is going down here all the time. Malik Washington getting a little bit of love there. AD Mitchell is kind of fallen into the second to last round nowadays. Kendre Miller, who looked good in the preseason and looks like the direct backup, now gets a new coaching staff, is sitting there. Ben Sinnott getting some love out here. Lane getting some love. Holy smokes. Yeah, people are showing off with the scrolls right now.
It's that time of year.
It sure is. Yeah, I was thinking about one last backstack option here, the break glass in case of emergency. And now that I look up, it actually already went in this draft here. But Joe Flacco goes here. I did it in one of those first quarter contests where, like, we're pretty certain Flacco's going to play the first 4 weeks there and give you usable weeks. But I think on like a team where it's like, Baker's got a tough schedule outside of that Atlanta game that we think could be a shootout in week 1 to start. And we know that, Cam Ward, first rookie or first starts as a rookie on a historically, previously bad team there, that now can we cover that slow start or potential slow start with like Joe Flacco to Deontay Johnson or Joe Flacco to Harold Fannin with our last 2 picks?
Yeah, I just don't like Flacco because I don't think he's going to be starting when it matters.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's probably not a BBM play. It's definitely unique, but it's probably not a BBM.
It'll be low owned, but yeah, I don't feel confident that he's starting in the playoffs.
All right. Good point, dude. I will allow it. I know, sometimes I get a little carried away out here with the scrolls.
Talking about Flacco, Deontay, 17, 18th round picks. I love it. I love it.
Guilty as charged with the scrolls. All right, Nez, let's check out the draft assistant draft report here, courtesy of the solver. We had the first half build of a 1-2-5-1. It turned into a 3-5-7-3. We got some ADP value. We got some draft capital value. Our capital buckets are, pretty fairly allotted. We were right in the middle with running back, right in the middle with wide receiver, right in the middle with tight end, and then a little bit thinner at the quarterback position. But that's kind of masked by the fact that we got a nice fall on Baker, and we know a little bit. I'm going to give that one more zoom there. We know a little bit of ball here with the Cam Ward and Jackson Dart picks at the back end there. A little bit of week 17, that Miami and Tampa game that we like. A little bit of week 16, a bunch of week 15 that was kind of accidental. It just kind of just happens when you're stacking properly and staring at the badges here. But yeah, here we go, buddy. 3-5-7-3. Baker, Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Derrick Henry, Jalen Warren, Braylon Allen, Brian Robinson Jr. with a massive fall, and Austin Eckler right around ADP. We think he should be rising a bit. Puka, Evans, Waddle, Debo, Pittman, Chris Godwin with a massive fall, and then Tyler Lockett in the last round for a mini stack, and then Kittle, Likely, and Theo Johnson for a little bit of a stack there. Thoughts on it, man? The pressing question of our generation.
Whoa, John, live on recording. Brian Robinson traded to the 49ers.
Wow, that was one of our ones we just talked about.
That's crazy.
Some guys just fucking no ball. All right, I think we should end the stream here, Nez. I'm gonna ask you right now: does this suck or does it fuck?
I think this team fucks for sure. I just think that's not the gamble we wanted with Brian Robinson. We wanted him to land somewhere else, I think.
Yeah, that's a little bit more like contingent / goal line-y. Man, that's low key not great for our guy CMC.
Yeah.
That's low-key not great. Like, CMC had just vaulted his way all the way up to that, he was locked in at that 106, 107 territory. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up right now, talk about this in real time just to close the show here. Put Brian Robinson in there. Put Christian McCaffrey in there. Put Isaac Guerendo in there. Yeah, I mean, Guerendo had been a faller because of the injury. This is obviously not good for him, even though we got kind of excited during that draft, just talking about the potential of Guerendo in a vacuum. Jordan James now is kind of just not even an 18th round flyer in my estimation. Nope. Yeah, dude, CMC, if I had to put on my Leone hat right now and I had to sushi it up a little bit behind the curtain, I think I would be taking 1.8 to 2.6 rushing touchdowns away from CMC right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to assume that there's going to be some goal line work lost.
Right.
A la Elijah Mitchell, and when Elijah Mitchell was still there, and CMC whenever they were actually playing together in tandem. I think the one thing that's nice about this trade that you can cope with is that like the Niners have like nobody behind Garendo. They have nobody. And Garendo has been injured. I mean, he has only been a Niner for a year, but he's pretty much been injured for all of it. So you bring in Brian Robinson, you get some insurance for your team. Like you have Super Bowl aspirations, the Niners do. So I think, if there is an overreaction to this, to CMC, I will try to be a beneficiary of said movement.
Okay.
Yeah, now we wait and see what the market does with Bill, because man, oh man,
Yeah.
I think he is about to become just a total meme, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out to that Eckler. That's going to be the last time you see Eckler in the 150s.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a good spot for us there. Let's talk about the Brian Robinson ADP real quick there. Like, we're just dissecting this news and stuff like this. Actually, I got the thought here, Nez. Getting shot narrative, handshake agreement here.
Jesus.
Are you kidding me? Brian Robinson and Ricky Pearsall bonding over getting shot?
The Lead Bros.
The Lead Bros. Holy shit, man. The Pearsall narrative and B-Rob, best buds now. Oh shit, that's good. Man, I bet you by the time this drops, Levitan's already made a tweet about that, about the Lead Bros.
Lead narrative.
Sure.
Yeah.
Dude, he's for sure already made a tweet at Silva's expense talking about the Lead Bros. That's 100%. We'll put this in the archive right now. Nez, I guess the last thing just to like kind of tie a bow on it all now would be Brian Robinson's ADP. Big faller over the last week and stuff like that. We just talked about all those landing spots. He's probably still a good pick at 130. We got him at 134. Is he a good, fair pick at 134? Should it be higher and or lower than that?
No, it should be lower. It should be way lower.
Okay.
Not a great pick at 134. Now that we know this, he should be probably like 150, I think.
Interesting. So I'll ask you the question, because we took Braylon Allen first, and then we took him 3 spots after Braylon Allen. Who would you rather have right now?
Well, Braylon Allen, like, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like the contingent upside of like Brian Robinson feels better than Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen's standalone role to start the year is presumably better, but like that team could score like 10 less offensive touchdowns than the 49ers do, right?
But like how they get there, I think, is cleaner for Braylon.
Okay. Yeah. Like now, like Brian Robinson's just like a full-fledged handcuff now who might fall into the end zone 5 times this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Lots to unpack there. I'm sure we'll talk about it a whole lot more on the program next week here. Shout out to the Solver. Guys, go check it out. Draft Assistant. There's a link in the bio. We're entering this 4-hour slow draft heaven, aka hell. Right now, you're gonna want the assistance of the tools, man. I can speak from experience here that I feel lost when I wake up in the morning and I see look on my phone and I got 15 with 15 minutes left. I'm going, oh my God, how am I going to get through this? I don't even know what these rosters look like. Just bringing up the tool, even if you don't utilize the suggestion function of it, you can see all the correlation matching patterns. You can see what your team looks like in a blink of an eye with all these clean, colorful badge icons alongside it. So that's my number one endorsement right now, just speaking from experience. Also go check out that ADP tracking tool for free on the Best Ball Explorer there. Other functions of Best Ball Explorer for free too. You can upload some stuff there. Check out your portfolio, yada, yada. Any closing words for the people, Nez?
No, I mean, just enjoy the Bill show, man, because this is about to it's endless entertainment, man. The off season is just it's the best part of best ball is this time. So enjoy it.
Yeah, the classic overreaction followed by underreaction followed by another overreaction. There, do us a favor, guys. Hit that like, subscribe, share with your friends, all that good stuff. My guy Nez has to push the end button for me here.
Peace, everybody.